Remote work, what are the main risks to avoid for you to be effective working from home and living wherever you want? In this video, this is Luca, founder of Digital Coach, and I will talk you about all the main precautions that you have to take for your remote work activity to be effective and without any negative consequence. During the COVID period, a lot of companies had to go online, and all workers had to become remote workers from one day to the next one. Okay, so what happened during that period? Many workers realized that they could work effectively online, but at the same time there was also a huge increase in depression symptoms in the workforce. So what you can do to avoid the main risk of remote work and just to enjoy the advantages that this lifestyle can give you? First of all, the first risk that you have to avoid is isolation. We as humans, we are a social animal. We like to stay and we need to stay with other humans. So even if people is lazy and prefer to stay home than go to work, at the end they are also suffering for the consequences of staying alone at home. So that's why what you have to do as an entrepreneur is to build an environment online where people has to communicate every day with their colleagues, not just by texting, but also with video calls. Okay, so it's very important to have daily video calls with your colleagues and not to stay isolated. At the end, everybody needs to feel part of something, to feel the sense of belonging to something, to feel the energy of a bigger entity, the company, the group, the meeting, the community. So that's why there are some people that when they don't find any more those elements, they can get depressed. Second element is about burnout. You realize also the fact that sometimes from home you work more than you work in the office, because you don't have to move from the office to reach your house, so that's why you continue to work and continue, and then you don't separate your work environment from your life environment. So that's why this is a risk from one point of view, because at the end you need to work, but you also need to rest and to to separate your work life from your life. When you burn out, when you don't stop working, you work too much, and you don't manage the pressure and the stress of all the responsibility that you've got at work. So that's why you need to to do something in order to avoid burnout risks. And some suggestion that I can give you is, for example, to respect some working hours also if you work at home, working hours when you work and when you're outside, to separate environments, so you have a room where you work and a place where you live, even if it's in the same house, obviously. To separate also to get dressed when you go to work. Even if you are at home, you get dressed one way. Then when you wanna come back to your life, you change your clothes at the end. Then another suggestion that I can give you is to do more physical activities than usually, because, for example, once you work offline, you have to go out, to walk, to move, to get fresh air, and so on. While at home, the risk is that you don't get all those elements. So that's why you need to, in the morning, for example, to go for a walk or to go for a 7-minute activity at least. I would suggest you a 7-minute activity. There are many 7 minutes apps that are very useful. And I can say to get physical movement, to provide physical movement to your body, and to help you to detox, and to liberate your energies. The last risk that you have to be take care of is, your family environment. If you have a situation where you discuss with your wife or your parents or your family members, your son and so on, if you can solve those family problems, you have to separate the moment where you can discuss with them and when you cannot do that. So you have them to get used to the fact that you are still working. So even if there's a problem between you and your wife, for example, she can't come to your office and shout at you because of something. So at the same time, even if you're working from home, you don't have to let her to enter your workspace, okay? And so you can still discuss with your family members, but outside your working hours and outside your room where you work, for example. So this is a way, as long as you cannot stop those kind of discussion, but at least to move the discussion just here in your personal place, in your personal time. So if you think that you need help in improving your remote work best practices, and you need help in applying those best practices to your work environment because you want to go online as a remote working organization, you can ask a free consultation with us. We can help you not just to to improve your remote work best practices, but also to improve your human resources management, thanks to the digital scale-up methodology and our methodology that is called RESULT, Human Performance Management System, a system through which we can build and make productive an online team, and help your staff to improve their performance and to have a career path inside your organization. So ask for a free consultation here below and we'll be happy to help you. Bye bye.